Hello, I'm Micks Mowers the Mower Man and welcome to my channel. In today's video, got this rather nice looking jet wash I've got coming. I say coming, I've actually bought it. A lady was selling a load of stuff on Facebook, a strimmer, 2 mowers, a washer and just for contents of a garage because I believe her granddad passed away and this was part of it. So I went down to look at the strimmer. I think the engine might be done on the strimmer. I'm not sure yet. It's smoking. It's a Honda 4-stroke. And it seems to be chucking it all out of the carburetor and the overhead valve compartment cover, that's full of oil too. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I am looking at a Honda mower on eBay at the moment, a brand spanking new one. So I might just bite the bullet and just put a brand new engine on it and then just get it out, get it gone, because that'll give my money back for actually pay for the stuff. So this one is a different story. This one I've had running, and it does run, and it does push water through, but it will not run off of choke, full stop. It just don't like it. As soon as you take the choke off, cut straight out. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm guessing it's going to be fuel. It's got a Honda style carburetor on there. It just screams out, I want to be a Honda, but it's not. It's not the same thing. So it's a Chinese clone copy, and we're going to go for the carburetor first and get that sort of looked at. Get that cleaned out. Hopefully just a quick, simple carburetor clean on this will do it. But if you've got a jet wash at home that only runs on choke and doesn't, run to its full capabilities, then this could be the video for you. So you can make sure you keep watching. If this is your first time in watching Micks Mowers the Mower Man, hit the old subscribe button and whack the old bell. Set notifications to all. That way you'll be told next time I upload another video. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty. Let's have a carby off of this, get it cleaned, put it back on and see if it makes any difference and if it will actually then run off of choke and then hopefully run to its full potential. Right, let's make a start. So I'm going to turn the fuel off, which is fuel on is over there. So fuel was turned off, but that's not the reason why it wasn't running because I did turn the fuel off myself. So we're going to undo the 2 10mm nuts that hold the air box assembly onto this carby. Now I've not worked on many pressure washers before in my life, but they're all pretty samey, and Honda engines are, they're all the same. So the routine side of it should be easy enough. So that box just comes off, and there's an overhead valve pipe there which goes onto a little tiny hole just down in here, which goes into your overhead valve cover. I want to remove the HT lead off the machine as well. And then now's the time to take any photographs you may have of the top of the carburetor. Take a photograph so you know where everything goes, because I'm going to be removing bits and what have you, and the last thing you want to do is take something off and find out that's actually it's not working. So just double checking the choke is ran the right way, and that all is. So I'm happy with that. So the first thing to do would be to remove the fuel line, plug the fuel line off. The fuel line seems to be of a really heavy fuel line. My lord, that's proper heavy fuel line. That is. That can't be original. That's huge. Right. Let's get a pair of pliers. And a pair of fuel clamps, because there's a little bit of fuel in here. And I also want to try and remove that fuel line off of there. Now, as you can see, that's actually got, let me just try and show you where that fuel line is. It's actually got quite a steep curve coming up, and it should be sat right down inside its little tiny housing, which is right down inside there. But there's no way that's going to go in there. So that could be half the reason why this machine is not running as it should do. So I'm going to clamp that off. Yeah, got a bit of fuel coming out. Pull it all the way around here out of the way somewhere. I'll try and clamp that fuel line off now, just so we stem the flow. Like that. Right, that's plugged. But look how thick that is. That's huge. I'll get a pair of long nose pliers now. I'll try and remove some of this governor spring plate, and it looks like you have to remove it off the top there, which is kind of annoying. But if you take that out, you might be able to just remove it off of there. Yeah, you can. That's good. So now we can get up inside there, take that one off like that, and then remove the spring as well. And then that carby should come all the way out. Oh, is it going to give me that or what? Oh, it's tight, man. Yeah, it does. All right, good. Carburetor off, machine away, carburetor in hand. Let's get it cleaned. Super happy with that. That come off super duper quick. Right, so we're ready for carburetor time. Here's carby. Let's crack the bottom off first. See what we've got in here. Full of fuel, which is good to see. Yeah, a bit of dirt in there. There's a few bits in there, quite a few bits of you know, bits and bobs, which is not good, and it's a bit of rust in there too. We're going to go for the float pin to come off. Yeah, a bit of ethanol in there. That jet doesn't look brilliant in there either. That's good. We're going to remove this here, which is your choke lever. Now the choke lever just comes off, and there's a little tiny pin just here. That pin sits in that little tiny slot, just like so. Get that fit in there. Then you can see it actuates the choke. Okay, so that's good. We get rid of that. Don't need that no more. And then I want a flat-headed driver, and want to remove this idler screw. I'm going to take that out, and there's a little tiny slow idle circuit jet here, which is covered in gunk. I'm going to take that out. Whoop. Take that one out. That's dirty birdie. And then down inside here, I need to get my other screwdriver, my Honda jet screwdriver. Now, I'm looking to buy myself some new screwdrivers for carbies. Apparently you can get gunsmith gunsmith screwdrivers. I'm gonna keep my eye out for some of those. Right, let's sink that in there, so that go in there. Now sometimes you find that people have been in here, and is that going to go or not? I think it's going to go. I think we're lucky. We're going to get that out. Now, something like a jet wash, if you don't use it every day, you want to be looking at using maybe aspirin fuel in some of these, because the fuel can sit for quite some time. Now there will be an emulsion tube in there, and also I want to try and get out. And the emulsion tube will be located. It's in here, but you can see it just through the top, just in the top here, right inside, halfway down inside the carby. There's a little tiny brass bit poking up. Now you're going to push that bit down. All right, push that down, and it comes out like that. There it goes. So the actual emulsion tube, yeah, that's what our problem is. So our emulsion tube is all plugged up, not looking very nice at all. So that's good in some respect, but we can actually locate that. I'm just going to get another light for on top of my camera, so that you get a bit more light on the old situation. So there's the emulsion tube, as I say. It's all plugged up. Not happy with that at all. O-ring looks to be okay, and the rest of the carb looks to be in good condition. But wants a darn good clean, and all the rest of it. Let's look at the main jet. The main jet has got a hole in it, but it's not brilliant. It's not fantastic at all. So I'm going to open that back up, clean those two up. I want to clean the slow idle circuit up, and give that a darn good clean inside there. And we'll go from there. So let's get that done. Let me grab some GT85 or something similar. I think we'll go GT85 today, actually. GT85. And let's just see what we get. So let's try and run that through there. Yeah, it's plugged. That's plugged all day long. All day long. So I'll get my micro drill bits out. And we just want to, not drill, we're just going to reopen the holes back up. Go for that one first, the red one. Might be a bit too big. Oh no, it's massive. But whatever it was, it's now just unplugged. That's too big. Too big. Just try and find the right size one. That red one there, I say. Oh no, that's not it. I thought that went in. That's that one. It is. Right, that's now gone in. So now we'll cook them with gas. All I'm doing is just rubbing the sides of the walls. That's all I'm doing. Just get rid of some of that ethanol out of there. Now you see them come out of those holes. You watch. Put that onto there. There you go. You want to make sure it runs out of all of them. A dime would clean all over. Wash all that dirt off. Loads of dirt on here. Obviously, this is a jet wash machine, so it's designed to be working in dirty environments. It doesn't do it any good. So I'm going to air compress that out in a minute with my air compressor. But that's running lush. Emulsion tube next. It is running to a degree, but all I'm going to do is just get my pipe cleaners, and I'm just going to reopen up the emulsion tube holes on that. Let's go for that one there. So my pipe tip cleaners, you can buy these on eBay, Amazon, and I've got links in my description and chat if and comments and whatever if you want to buy some pipe tip cleaners. Cool, that was blocked. Okay, a little bit of wire wool on here as well, just to clean up the surfaces. Or a little bit of that old green scouring pad stuff you use for washing up. Just make sure you put it back before your wife notices it's missing. Well, that's blocked. What's up with that? That's well blocked. Can't even get in that one. That won't let me in. I'll go down the size. That's gone in. It was a second hole up. It wouldn't let me in there somewhere. As now. That was blocked. You can see it. And there's one right at the very top. Just there. No, now that's all been cleaned out and done. Give it a general clean. I've got grass over my hands. Look at that. Now it's running. So block a few holes up just to get it to run. I'm going to get a bit of a clean with a bit of green scourer, and I'll come back to you. Right, that's the emulsion tube now been cleaned up a bit more, and I'm a lot happier with that, which is good. And now just one last thing to do is be the main jet. So there is a hole in there, but it's not brilliant. So I'm just going to open that one back up. Let's find the right size wire that fits in. That one. I'm just going to clean the side walls up. That's all I'm doing, just cleaning the side walls up. I'll just apply a little tiny bit of sideways pressure. Not open up any more than it needs to be, but I'm just reopening. Look at that, that's much better. And now there's a massive hole in there. Okay, huge hole in there. Let me show you. There you go. See it? Yeah, nice big hole. So that's much better than what it was. Just to get my air compressor now, and actually managed to get my my air compressor gun, which the lawnmower detective bought me a while back, but my handle broke on it. I just done a quick repair on that. It's got a little tiny rubber bung on the back here, which is lovely for air compressing. And yes, I am loving my new air compressor. Good. Right, that's them bits done. So with them bits done, I'm going to get a little bit of rag. And anything that I clean, I'm going to put into a clean bit of rag. Okay? Clean bit of rag, all the bits. Hide it out of the way so we don't lose it, and so that it doesn't get contaminated. So I'm going to clean the float up next. So I'll get another little bit of rag in. Just going to wipe all this ethanol off. Where's my needle? Where it is there. Wipe all this ethanol off. That's all it is. It's just ethanol. Wipe all that off, because all that stuff there that's just sat on that float is all going to come back into the needle system and foul your carburetor up at a later date. So a quick little clean of the float. And the carburetor spray, or whatever spray it is you're using, that will help with regards to breaking it down. So I've gone over to carburetor cleaner now, just to clean that float up, so that goes over the other side. Now, over here, because it's a Honda, there's no rubber components apart from the rubber ring, so I'm just going to clean out the, turn that fuel back on, clean out the actual system on the carb now. So we're just going to go through any orifice where there is a hole. There's one down in here. That's the one we want. That one. Spray on top. Get rid of all the dirt and debris. Get it all gone. In through here. That's blocked. Whatever that is, that's blocked. So is that one. So these are both blocked. So in goes the filing gas tips. Into the hole. All the way in. I might go up a couple of sizes on them too. They're quite big holes they are. Let's go U3. U3 will do. They're quite big holes they are. Let's try that one first. Yeah, lovely. Straight all the way in there. And one in there as well. That one will go all the way through to the slow idle circuit. All the way through. See how it goes all the way through, Bennett? Let me show you. All the way through. So, that was blocked. There's no way getting any fuel out of there. I'm going to air compress that now, because I think I couldn't get anything through those two. So air compress that one out first, and then that one. And now, when we spray, you should see something go through there. There you go. That wasn't doing that a minute ago. That's good. Go back the other way as well. Lovely. So that was definitely blocked, and then this one here was blocked too. And now that should come out of the top here somewhere. There you go, it's just coming. That was blocked. None of that was working. None of it. That circuit. I've got in through the main fuel setup as well. In through there, yeah, that's pushing through lovely. Now I'm going to get a little tiny wire brush here. I just want to clean up some of this F&O on here too. So this is quite a slow process, but it needs to be done. Get rid of some of that F&O. You can just put it into carburetor cleaner. If you've got a carburetor cleaner, do so. Now I have got one, okay, and I may even put it through. Yeah, I haven't decided yet, but we shall see. But I have got one. I do use it. I just tend to don't use it a lot. I think I just enjoy doing carburetor cleans. Do it the old-fashioned way. This is how I was taught how to clean carbs years ago. You know, when I was a young whippersnap. Did it all by hand. My boss used to put carburetors in kettles. Put it in a kettle and just boil them up. That's all he used to do. Right, that's that done. Now I've got another one here to do. Let's just wind that all the way in so we know how far it is. So it's round about, I would say about 5.2. So half a turn, 1 turn, 1.5 turns, 2 turns, 2 3/4. Take that out. There'll be a big mixture jet there. Look, there you go. Take him out. I'm going to run some stuff straight down in there, and that comes straight out through little tiny holes there. Now I want to get into here because there's two more holes down in there, which I want to get to, and that should release out of through there, which is not at the moment. Let's run that down the side through there. There you go, that's better. One in there, look. So you see what I'm doing? Literally, I am just literally having a right old whale of a time here. A right little carburetor cleaning party. That's all I'm doing. And you can do a whole tin if you're doing a carburetor properly. You know, just make sure you really are cleaning that carb out, all the little tiny bits and pieces. I'm seeing dirt all the time. Another bit of dirt there, look, it's just crept in. So getting all the little tiny orifices, tip the carb onto its side and just pour that stuff out. If there's anything in there, will block your carb up. And then you can back it up with the old air compressor, just to make sure you are definitely getting all the bits out. An air compressor is definitely the way forward. If you ain't got one, you can just use compressed air cans that you can buy from like Staples or office supply areas for like cleaning keyboards. Right, I would say that's that carburetor done, all bar the bowl. So let me get the bowl cleaned, and then just put it back together exactly the same way in which I took it apart. That's the easiest thing to do. So no need for me to record me putting it all back together. Just follow the steps step by step, and just whatever you took out, put back in. I'll get it all put back together, and I'll come back to you once I've done so. Right, carburetor is now back on its little tiny housing bolts, and I've just put the fuel line back into its, there's like a little cradle here for it. Okay, so I've just put the fuel line back into that. But now what I'll do, I'll try and get this fuel line on best that I can before I go much further. In fact, what I want to do is pull this fuel line down out the way and put those governor arms back on. That would be easiest. Save mucking about later on, but they're all both on, so now that can go all the way back, and now I can sort of sit. Now what I'm going to do, I might just cut this fuel line slightly. I might be able to get away with it, we'll see. Just going to put that fuel line onto its hole. The springs come off the top. Push that down through. I'll put that spring back on. I'm going to remove my fuel clamps, get rid of those, push that all down, and I want to get hold of that fuel pipe now and just want to push that all the way down where it needs to be, so that's all the way in. See now how that fuel line now sits at a much better angle. It's sitting way up too high, which tells me it's been taken off beforehand. That's all the way on now. I'm happy with that. So that's good. That's all the way in, all the way on, and it's nice. All the gaskets are in place. I just want to put the choke lever back on. Remember what I said about this little tiny post? That sits in a little tiny slot just up on there. So just put on the slot, wiggle it on, and then that's it. That's your choke now working as well. So that's good. We can now put the airbox back on. Don't forget what I said about the airbox. It's got a hole, just a pipe here and a hole just down here. That pipe's got to fit in there. So just wiggle that into place. Put the little tiny control levers in place first, and then just slide it round. You might have to turn them on a little bit just so you can wiggle it into position. Once that's in place, you can go around the back here and just put that crankcase of that overhead valve pipe back on top like that. That's good. And then 2 little tiny 10mm to go on. That all pushes back into place where it needs to be. 10mm there. 10mm there, and then we just whip them up with the old impact setting number 1. That's all on. Right, so carb is now in place, fuel on, that works, and choke on and off, that all works as it should do, so we're happy with that. Right, all we've got to do now is just a few little tiny jobs. We've got to just look at the lance and put some cable clips on the, some cable tubular clips on the lance that's leaking a little bit, and around the back there's a pipe just to do up. But hopefully now this machine will now run. Now you shouldn't really run these without the water connected to it, so make sure you connect the water to it, otherwise you could have problems. So once I've done the few little tiny jobs I've got to do off camera, I'll take it outside and we'll go for a fire up. Right then, so jet wash is now all up the other end of the garden. It is the next day, and I have just purchased a new hose for it, because the other hose had a bit of a leak on it. So I'll get you set up and we'll put it all on, I suppose. Let's get you rigged up here, somewhere about here, turn the water on and all that sort of good stuff. So there it is. I'm just going to turn the water on the old tap. Right, water's on. So beforehand, it wouldn't even run off a choke. Water's on. New lance. Where's a lance? There it is. So now water should be going through. It is. Let's now try, turn it on, choke it, give it a pull, see what happens. Right, off choke. turn the fuel off, all off, good to go. So there you go, one jet wash now all up running and running off a choke as well. And also just wanted to test for pressure, make sure the pressure's good and it stops and starts as it should do. And yeah, do you know what, fantastic. So that was sold to me as a don't know if it runs or not, and it didn't run correctly. A quick little carburetor clean, got that machine all up and running, and now it runs off a choke, as I say, and it works absolutely A1. The woman said there was one of the nozzles missing, but I was just checking there, the nozzle that's actually in there is off of there. So there's actually 4 nozzles instead of 3. But it's missing a little plastic bit that you use to take it off. So I might just try and buy one of those little nozzles anyway, just so it looks apart. So yeah, super happy. So if your little jet wash Honda style engine is not running when it comes off a choke, that could be the main reason. And if you found this video helpful, then hit the subscribe button, whack the old bell, set your notifications to all. That way you'll be told next time I upload another video. I look forward to seeing the episode of Micks Mowers very soon. But until then, guys and girls, much more importantly, take it easy.